Welcome back to the Eclectic Blerd's Niche channel. Today's Geeky Musing is a refinement of a previous Geeky Musing about my ideal Jedi-less Star Wars game. The original video is linked in the description. That video was a response to the negative press that Star Wars Outlaw received, as well as my vision of a gritty Star Wars game without lightsabers. This proposed game will be an action-adventure played from the third-person perspective with the option to go into first-person mode. The setting is 10 years after Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Despite the Resistance victory, the cruel nature of the Undercity has not changed. Life is still a struggle, and crime is still prevalent in Coruscant. The main character, Cero Monica, get it, was a promising entertainer whose career was cut short when the spice dealer Ahab destroyed his dominant arm as a message to his father, Pseudo Monica. The various Undercity crime factions will provide the player with missions, and the player's class will also determine the type of jobs that are available. For example, the assassin class will primarily have wet work missions. The smuggler missions will primarily be to retrieve items or information. And the main antagonist will be Ahab. And Monica's ultimate goal will be to put the sadistic criminal down for good. The character's cybernetics, gender, and race are all customizable. The player race choices are human, Cheese, Deveronian, Kage, Nuatlan, Togruta, Twi'lek, Wookiee, and Zabarak. The character can be further customized with tattoos, hairstyles, and clothing. The new skill/upgrade system will be based on outlaws, and a character obtains them by seeking out experts and completing their missions. The new skill acquisitions lead to class customizations. The classes would be based on the class system mechanics from Star Wars Old Republic. Since the character isn't a Jedi but a criminal, the classes are limited to Assassin, Bounty Hunter, Saboteur, and Smuggler. The players are limited to these classes, but has the option to make a balanced character with elements of each. The Assassin possesses Basilisk, a potent nerve strike that instantly paralyzes the victim, Curse, a critical strike that inflicts bleed and confusing status on his target, and Hydra, a Dimmock-inspired one-hit kill strike. The Bounty Hunter possesses Death from Above, where the player rains down missiles at a target while levitating. Rapid Shot, the player charges multiple range attacks in quick succession. And Rocket Punch, where the player delivers a punch while propelled to the target's location. The Saboteur possesses the Mad Bomber, the ability to manufacture a variety of bombs from scraps collected by the player. The Smuggler possesses Dual Wheel, the ability to use two blasters simultaneously. Quick Draw, the player instantly pulls out the blaster and immediately fires. Sharpshooter, a first-person perspective that enables the player to make more accurate shots. And Dirty Fighting, where the player uses a flash bang to blind the opponent before delivering a kill shot. The player's cybernetic arm, either left or right depending on the player's choice, possesses a retractable data spike. And with it, the player can hack electronic locks or databases, hotwire and steal most vehicles. A whipcord launcher and retractable door steel garage are available prosthetic upgrades when the Bounty Hunter class is unlocked. A pair of customizable rocket boots are also unlocked with this class. The first-person mode would borrow from Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, and allow the players to target specific foes and items from afar. The player will have access to explosives, melee, and projectile weapons. The other player actions include sprinting, climbing, dodging, sliding, and swimming. The player's proficiency with each weapon is tied to the upgrade system and the class customization. The default projectile weapon is the Muckraker, a refurbished Westar 34 blaster pistol. It borrows the changeable module mechanism from Star Wars Outlaw, and the modules provide heavy ionized plasma, standard plasma, stun, and scattergun discharge types. And with the Smuggler class, the player receives a secondary Muckraker for the dual-wield feature. The default melee weapon is Backstabber, a Viper dagger. If the Assassin class is unlocked, the blade can be laced with various toxins, and if the Mercenary class is unlocked, a current discharger hilt will be attached to the blade. The player also acquires weapons from defeated enemies or for missions. The choices range from Imperial blaster rifles to D-93 incinerators to missile launchers. A total of 5 items can be carried at any given time. The 2 default weapons, 3 acquisitions, and explosives. The player performs the close quarter combat techniques borrowed from the Metal Gear Solid series when armed with Muckraker or Backstabber. The player can place an enemy in a chokehold and do the following. Slam the opponent against the wall to knock them out. Throw the opponent on the ground to knock them out. Use the opponent as a human shield during a firefight. Break the opponent's neck or slit the opponent's throat. The Nemesis system will benefit this game. The Nemesis system is a patented game mechanic that enables enemies to remember previous encounters with the player, and the encounters impact the enemy behavior and strength. For example, if the enemy loses, they'll get demoted and seek revenge. If the enemy wins, they'll rank up and become cocky when the player is next encountered. A more in-depth explanation is in the description. Within the games, it will change dynamics of the available missions as well. In addition to the mission difficulties, for example, a disgraced enforcer, demoted because of his defeat, would be a major thorn and potential boss for a syndicate mission. Or thug, if the main character spared and assisted in ranking up, offer the player simple missions with max incentives and useful items. And perhaps a petty thug who leveled up into a boss offers difficult missions to the player that are almost unavoidable due to the reward. The player's overall relationships with the enemies will evolve each time the game is started. Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation Persona mechanics will benefit this crime-themed Star Wars game. It will provide another option to avoid detection and trouble. The player would have 3 default personas. Urchin, which allows them to blend in with the average Undercity citizen. Imperial, which allows them to infiltrate first-order installations. And Gangster, which allows them to infiltrate underworld installations. If you like this content, please share, like, subscribe, comment, and turn on notifications. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. Until next time, stay geeky.